For years, they were kept secret. These aren't photos from American spacecraft, but from Soviet probes that faced Venus's crazy heat. Hidden during the Cold War, the images weren't what anyone expected. They showed a rough, complicated world hidden by clouds. Now, physicist Michio Kaku has revealed them, and they're changing what we know about planets. Have we been wrong about Venus all this time? Do these pictures show Earth's future? These old photos, showing everything from burned ground to weird stuff, are changing our view of Venus and maybe ourselves. Hidden treasure from Venus. During the Cold War, the Soviet Union's Venera probes did something no one else had. They took the first photos from the surface of Venus. But instead of sharing them, they locked them away. Why? Politics. These weren't just cool science stuff, they were top-secret info. Space was becoming a battleground for global respect, and any mistake or surprise could hurt a country's image. So, these amazing pictures of another world sat unseen in Soviet archives. Even worse, the photos confused scientists. The ground wasn't what they expected. Instead of plain rock or constant clouds, the images showed broken surfaces, weird shapes, and signs of something moving the ground. To Soviet officials, that was a problem. These odd results could look like mistakes, making the probes seem bad. So, to avoid embarrassment, only top Soviet scientists were allowed to see them. Scientists who could keep a secret. While America was busy with Mars, NASA and other Western scientists didn't know what Venus really looked like. Everyone else had to depend on limited info from radar and telescopes. No one knew the Soviets had already seen under the clouds and found a land of rough ground and rocky stuff. This stopped progress on Venus for years. Things could have been different if the photos had been shared. Decades later, the secret came out. Michio Kaku, who's known for explaining hard science easily, showed these photos to everyone. He talked about how important they were and wondered why such big news had been hidden. These are the first color photos from another planet's surface, Kaku said. And almost no one saw them. By bringing back these lost pictures, he made people curious again and raised questions about what else we don't know about Venus. As more people finally saw the real Venus, one question was on everyone's mind: why were these photos hidden for so long? To know, we need to see how Cold War secrets controlled what the world could see and why the truth came out so late. Why the silence? Back then, when the Soviet Union sent the Venera missions, they weren't just sending probes, they were showing off power. Info about space trips was controlled by the government. The USSR didn't just manage successes, they managed how people saw things. And they didn't want the West to see proof that their missions had gone farther than anyone else's. So, even though the probes were sending back unseen pictures from another planet, the Soviets hid them. These photos weren't celebrated, they were locked up with military plans. Venus became a way to say that it was just a burned, lifeless place. If the probes found something unexpected, like strange rocks or surfaces that didn't fit the story, they just wouldn't talk about it. Things started to change after the Soviet Union fell. Suddenly, old archives that had been closed for years were open. Scientific groups in Russia and Europe started looking at old info again. With new tech and the freedom to ask tough questions, some researchers started digging through old Venera files. They were shocked by what they found: detailed pictures, ground info, even sounds from the surface. But since not many people knew, this news didn't spread far. That's where Michio Kaku came in. As a physicist and science communicator, he took these unknown images and showed them to the world. Kaku didn't just explain the science, he told the story. This is one of the most amazing lost collections in space history, he said. By calling the Venera images a long-hidden discovery, he made people interested again in a planet that most had thought was boring. Venus, it turned out, had been waiting to be heard. We just hadn't been listening. And when we finally looked closely at the photos, everything changed. Venus wasn't smooth or simple, it was rough, violent, and alien. The photos didn't just back up old ideas, they made people think of new ones. Let's look closer at what the Venera probes really captured and why those pictures are still causing discussions today. What the photos show. When people think of Venus, they often imagine yellow clouds or a dull, cracked surface. But the Venera images show something different. They show a planet shaped and scarred by crazy ground movement. The photos show sharp lines, uneven ground, and broken surfaces, which means the ground moved. These aren't just blurry shapes, they're real pictures from machines that only lasted minutes on the surface. Some shapes in the photos were so weird that people started guessing wildly. In 2012, some Russian scientists said they saw something moving, like disks or scorpions. The images spread online, and people started talking about alien life. But after looking closer, that idea was proven wrong. What people saw as creatures were actually lens caps from the landers caught in weird angles by the orange light. Still, the ground raised serious questions. The cracks and lines matched radar info from later missions, which used cameras to map the surface. These confirmed that Venus has complicated ground features and maybe even moved in the past. The planet's outer layer wasn't still, it had been shaped by huge pressure and heat, leaving marks that went on for miles. One of the coolest finds came from Venera 13 and 14, which had tools that could steady the stuff on the surface. These tools found that the rocks were like volcanic rock on Earth. This connected the geology of our two worlds, even though they changed in very different ways. But knowing the ground was only part of the success. The real win was technical. How did the Soviets land probes on a planet with heat that could melt metal? To see how amazing these missions were, we need to look at what the Venera landers went through and how they captured history in just minutes. Technical win on a hellish planet. Venus is often called Earth's twin, but it's more like a nightmare twin. The surface is about 860 degrees, and the pressure is 92 times what it is on Earth. That's like being a mile underwater on a surface hot enough to melt metal. Still, the Soviet Venera landers managed to land, send info, and even take photos. Venera 7 and 8 made history by surviving in these horrible conditions. Venera 7, launched in 1970, was the first spacecraft to land on another planet and send back info. It only lasted 23 minutes, but it showed that landers could survive, even briefly, on Venus. 2 years later, Venera 8 lasted over 50 minutes, long enough to send back detailed info from the surface. What's amazing is what these probes carried. Venera 13 and 14 had color cameras, microphones, drills, and tools to study the surface. They recorded wind sounds, the first audio from another planet, and took wide color photos. They even drilled into the rocky ground to study its chemistry. These weren't just landers, they were mini-labs in heat-protected boxes about the size of washing machines. Even in death, they helped us. Venera 8 showed that, despite the clouds, the air near the surface was pretty clear. It was bright enough to take photos in natural light, like on an overcast day on Earth. This info helped design future probes and confirmed that, even though it's tough, Venus is open to robotic explorers. But once those photos and sounds reached Earth, something weird happened. Among the rocks and clouds, scientists saw shapes that didn't seem right. Could they be signs of life, or something else? Let's talk about the strange case of Venus's creatures and the scientific uproar they caused. Cold case for alien life. In 2012, researchers looking at the Venera 13 photos saw something odd, small things that seemed to move. One looked like a scorpion, another like a disc. Since Venus was thought to be lifeless, the idea of movement was exciting. Headlines about life on Venus started appearing, but not everyone was sure. After looking closer, the mystery went away. Scientists decided they were lens caps or probe parts that had landed strangely and moved a bit. The idea of alien life was quickly rejected by most scientists. Still, the excitement showed how little we've seen Venus and how much we imagine things when the data is unclear. Then, in 2020, the idea of life on Venus took an unexpected turn. A team from MIT said they found phosphine gas in the upper atmosphere. Phosphine is linked to tiny life forms on Earth, so it could be a sign of life. Suddenly, Venus wasn't just hot and dead, it might have had chemical activity we didn't expect. Could tiny creatures live in its clouds? This idea led to a rush to look at old data again. One source of hope was the Pioneer Venus mission from 1978, whose data is still on microfilm at NASA's Goddard Space Flight Center. Some think it might have traces of phosphine that were missed before. But for now, the debate goes on. Could we be missing signs of life, or are we just seeing things in the data? Even if there's no life on Venus, its story matters. It's like looking at Earth's future in a broken mirror. What happened there might be starting here. Let's talk about why Venus is more than just a weird planet. It's a reflection of what could happen to us. Venus is a mirror for Earth. Venus wasn't always a hellhole. Scientists think it might have had oceans and a climate like Earth's. But something changed. Venera measured the air and found it was mostly carbon dioxide, a greenhouse gas. That thick air traps heat, creating a crazy greenhouse effect. It's a scary example of what could happen to Earth if climate change goes too far. Another big difference is that Venus has no magnetic field. On Earth, our magnetic field protects us from solar wind and radiation. Without it, Venus's air was slowly stripped away, losing water and making the surface even less livable. This missing shield is a warning. It shows how important magnetic fields are for life on any planet. But Venus isn't just a doomsday story, it also shows how two similar planets can change in very different ways. Venus and Earth started with almost the same stuff. One became green and blue, the other became toxic and dry. That's why Venus is so useful for learning about how planets change and how they become livable. As climate models get better, scientists are looking at Venus for clues. Seeing how it got so hot so fast helps improve Earth's climate predictions. It also changes how we see other planets. If we understand Venus better, we might see warning signs on other planets or avoid its fate here. So, with all this info and these warnings, why were the Venus photos hidden for so long? Why weren't they celebrated like Mars landings or moonwalks? Let's finish by seeing what releasing this data means for science, history, and our future in space. What releasing the data changes today. When Michio Kaku showed the hidden Venus photos, things changed. They weren't just old pictures, they were time capsules. Scientists could now compare Venera's blurry pictures to modern radar maps and satellite images. Suddenly, there was new info for understanding a planet that many had ignored. But the photos also sparked new hopes. Russia's space agency is planning Venera D, a mission for 2029. This new spacecraft will revisit those same spots with better cameras, deeper sensors, and hardware that lasts longer. The goal is to go where Venera 13 and 14 were and ask better questions with better tools. Kaku's push also made a bigger point: science shouldn't be hidden. The call for open science and for putting old archives online has gotten louder. With today's AI and image tools, even fuzzy 1970s data can give new insights. But we can't study what we can't see. Finally, people responded. Releasing the Venera images made people excited about exploring Venus again. For years, Mars got all the attention. Now, Venus has caught our interest again. It's not just a dead rock orbiting the sun, it's a warning, a mystery, and a place to visit. And thanks to these newly released photos, it's finally being seen clearly. For years, Venus was in the background of planetary science, too hot and weird to get the headlines that Mars always got. But these released photos, now shown by Michio Kaku, have changed that. They remind us that exploration doesn't always start with a rocket. Sometimes it starts with a found file, a forgotten film reel, or a scientist asking the right question. The Venera missions showed us that even in tough conditions, machines can last long enough to send us pictures, real photos from another world. In those few minutes, they captured more than just rock and heat. They captured mystery, complexity, and history. Venus may not have life, but it's alive in geology, movement, and warnings. As Earth deals with climate change and rising carbon dioxide, Venus is more than just a curiosity. It's a warning, a world that was once like ours but took a different path, one we can still avoid. That's the power of these photos, not just what they show, but what they make us think about. So, whether you're into space, climate science, or just curious, remember this: The next big thing in our solar system might not come from a new mission. It might already be in an archive, waiting for someone to look again. Thanks for watching. If this story got you interested, hit like, leave a comment, and subscribe for more trips into the unknown. Because sometimes the past has the key to the future.